Greetings fellow traders and welcome to the Art of Technical Analysis. On this channel you will be learning my style of technical analysis with as results that you will be able to do your own due diligence like most traders would tell you. But before we begin, I want to state a disclaimer. This is not financial advice. Everything we discuss on this channel is pure for educational purposes only. So today we're gonna talk about my indicators, EMI 1 and 2, and today I'm gonna explain how this works. It's not that very complex since I've already been explaining in the previous videos how the indicators works, at least the stochastic RSI, the MACD. However, I haven't told you guys about the volume flow, or some might like to call it money flow. And this is the money flow velocity. So this is the velocity of how this thing, how much or how fast it's increasing or decreasing. Well, the stochastic RSI, you already know that. The only difference is that instead of using horizontal lines, I'm using colors to indicate whether they are entering or leaving overbought or oversold territories. I've already explained you what a convergence of a divergence is. I'll show a quick example. I've already told you this is that EMI2 is converging a bearish divergence here, and that lead to this what led to a massive dump. Well, let's see. So that's the trend waves or the trend hills. So, and how do we use these indicators? Well, we always start at EMI2, this oscillator. You might have seen this already from another YouTuber, other people who have been creating something similar like this. Perhaps you already know him. It's Crypto Face. He's a brilliant technical analyst, and his market cipher is actually an evidence of how much time, the huge amount of time this guy has been spending on his indicators. So I can tell you this is the guru level way of analyzing the markets, because this is pretty much the end game in TradingView. After you master the other methods. So, like I said before, learn and master the other methods first from previous videos before moving on, because this is gonna help you having more confidence and confirmations whether your analysis predictions are pretty accurate or correct. Well, so let's start. The first thing I do is going to a larger time frame and look for signals on EMI2. And on this case, EMI2 is has converged a bearish divergence. And I would have been very bullish here. Well, actually, I've been stating this for quite some time already. This was looking pretty scary, and it seems I was right. The stochastic and the RSI actually crossed over each other here, and the RSI crossed under the stochastic, which means it has diverged bearish. So we got multiple signals here, bearish signals, that the price was going down. And look what happened afterwards. Bam. This is a this was a 55% drop, and guess what, guys? You already know I was shorting from here somewhere. So let's see. Well, once you've concluded or analyzed that there's our bearish market, bearish signals. However, you can see here the velocity and the money flow is still positive. So I'm not completely bearish. Well, I'm never really bearish or bullish actually. I mean, to a trader, to a margin trader, it doesn't really matter. I mean, you're supposed to make money on the way up and make money on the way down. So it doesn't really matter to me whether it's bullish or not. The only thing I want to know is whether it's gonna diverge or reverse. And these indicators are pretty accurate, if I may add. So once you've acknowledged this, look for signs on the price action chart that EMI1 is showing. Well, in this case, she's showing a red X here. As you can see, it went through the EMA 89, the weekly EMA 89, which is pretty a bearish, well, a very bearish signal. So that this thing is going to continue downwards or more sideways movement is pretty big. Well, to be sure, let's go to a shorter time frame, the daily. Well, as you can see here, this is looking very bearish. Money flow is decreasing, the velocity is decreasing on an alarming rate. And if you want to see a more detailed view of this, I've marked it here already. If you want to see a detailed view of this, you should just go to a shorter time frame. And would you look at that? This is a more detailed view of that region. And apparently, unfortunately, this is not a converged bullish divergence. So this is I would go rather to a even smaller, shorter time frame. So jumping into a shorter time frame on the 3-hour time period, this is actually looking pretty good. When I look at EMI2, it's looking better than the higher anyways, and this is still pretty reliable time frame. So, and this is looking like at least it's what EMI2 is converging into, a bullish divergence. And look at this velocity rate, it's increasing, even though, as you can see here on the money flow, it's still declining, right? And it's really hard to see whether it's actually increasing or not, or decreasing, how much. Hence the reason I came with this new indicator, and this is the velocity of the money flow. So once you've acknowledged this, guys, go to EMI2, like I said before, check for more bearish signals like here. Confirmed us that this was probably the top of a top, sorry. Confirming us that this was probably a possible top, and it was actually. So as you can see, thanks to these indicators, you'll be ahead of the curve. And maybe you'll be like, hey, didn't you tell us that indicators that it's not being used a lot by traders, that's probably not really reliable? Well, as you can see, this is a collection of all those indicators that's being used by a lot of traders, and instead of a lot of opened indicators and oscillators so you can see your chart anymore, I was like, I must solve this. I think it was approximately a year ago that I've discovered about PineScript, and that's when I started researching how to create these indicators, because I was missing signal sometimes because I was looking at other indicators and then I missed the other, if you know what I mean. And that was pretty annoying, so I took the step since I'm a developer, and it was simply making sense to create my own indicator and combine all the indicators that I've been using all this time. So that's how EMI2 and EMI1 has come into existence. So don't worry guys if you missed something or if I went too fast. I'm gonna make a lot more videos. I'm probably gonna do live streams on TradingView and on YouTube, so and I will do a lot more explaining there. So as you know by now, you can completely use this independently, so you don't have to use the other methods, although I do recommend doing this, and use at this moment of time, just use this as confirmations. That's what I do, and I'm pretty passionate about this, as you have probably noticed, hence the reason I want to share this to you guys. So thanks for watching, share these videos and like and subscribe. I might do one more episode of the Academy series as a retrospective, in case we have forgotten some stuff to tell you. So, and otherwise, perhaps questions and answer, Q&A. So, well, like and subscribe, guys, and tick the little notification bell so you will be the first to be noticed. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.